Welcome. I'm Carl Frederick, and I will be interviewing individuals for Kenosha Voices, an oral history project of the Kenosha County Historical Society in conjunction with Kenosha Community Media. I have worked in newspapers for more than 40 years as an editor and a reporter. 38 and a half of those years were at the Kenosha News. I am also a member of the Kenosha County Historical Society Board. We hope you enjoy these programs. I'm speaking today with the Rudin family, Angie, Sabine, Dick, and Kyle, owners of Gerhard's House of Gerhard restaurant in Kenosha. Good morning.
Good morning, Carl.
I'll start with Angie, since I believe your parents were the founders.
Yes, they were. Gerhard and Ruth, my mother and father, grew up in Germany, came here in 1964.
Okay. And when did you start working?
Sorry, 1954. I'm
54. Okay. Okay. Tell me a little bit about your father and how he decided to start a restaurant.
Okay, so living in Germany, of course, the American dream was coming to America. And in Germany, he worked as a chef and a baker on various ships, and he traveled the world. He grew weary as far as staying in Germany. He had relatives in Wisconsin, and again, they really wanted to immigrate to America. My mother had a sister in Racine, and she urged them to coming here. And so at that time, you had to be in good health, of course. Immigrating to America, you had to have a job lined up. And so it was a difficult decision. My parents were both in their early 30s. There were two children. I was 10, my brother was 7. And I'm just really, I just think it's really commendable and how they made that decision. I mean, to me, that sounds so scary, coming all this way from, going to a foreign country.
Okay, so.
With nothing, basically, yeah. And my father, he worked on a ship. Like I said, he traveled the world. And so he certainly knew his skills.
Okay. Did he come through New York, or did he have a job when he lined up when he came?
Yes, we came through Ellis Island, and I remember that well. And he had to have a job, and the job was in New York. And as soon as he got acquainted and saw New York, he knew that was not where he wanted to live with his family and his young children. And as I stated, we came to Racine right away. We lived with my aunt and uncle because we had nothing, basically. And my dad always had 3 jobs. And so it took him like 10 years to save enough money for buying this restaurant here.
Okay, how did he find this location?
Driving around one day. We lived in Racine, and he knew he wanted his own restaurant, and he was very successful in Racine at this restaurant that he worked at. He had a following there, big reputation. He had this smorgasbord, as you called it at that time, a prime rib smorgasbord. And so he knew he would be successful in whatever he did. So they were driving to Kenosha one day, spur of the moment. They happened to be across the street from the restaurant and saw the for sale sign, and the rest is history.
Okay. What was your first job working in the restaurant?
Oh, I helped my mom do the bookwork. Basically, that was it.
Okay. And how old were you at the time?
I was in my 30s.
No, when you first started, were you working with your mother?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sabine, what was your first job?
Well, my brother and I both were pretty much raised here. This was our home away from home, still is. We come here every day after school. We did our homework here. So our first job was probably pretending to be a bartender, pretending to be a busser. But then certainly when we really had our act together, and our parents trusted us and saw that we could do a good job, they put us to work. And still doing the same thing. So probably busing was the first official job. You know, as a teenager.
I think mine was dishwashing,
Yeah.
right? I think it was dishwashing.
That sounds
Oh.
right.
Okay. And Dick, how did you become involved? And when?
Well, I married into the business. And I helped Gerhard move into the restaurant before we were married. And once we got in here and got established kind of for a part-time job, I started out doing dishes like everybody does in a restaurant business. His saying was, how do you expect to teach somebody else how to do it if you don't know how to do it yourself? So I spent a short time doing dishes, short time, maybe several months. And then I worked into, I was salad girl.
Oh, yeah.
I made salads for the servers. And then eventually, I ended up behind the line, and he teach me how to cook and, you know, do his recipes.
Okay. And where did the recipes come from? And
He brought these back from Germany with him. The recipes today are basically the same. If it's not broke, don't fix it. And most of our recipes are identical to what he did. A few of them we had to change a little bit, tweak a little bit because of raw materials. And we've added a couple new things over the years.
Okay. So the restaurant, the menu hasn't changed much?
No, we tried to change it several times, but it seems like our customers really like the items that were on the menu, and they keep asking for them. So we end up making them anyhow. So eventually we put them all back on the menu again.
Okay, and Angie, what do you do today at the restaurant?
Well, just about everything, a little bit of everything except cooking in the kitchen. I get here every day, both the days, and start out by checking the reservations, making phone calls, doing follow-ups on reservations, checking the dining room, checking the waitress schedule to see who's on board, and make sure we have enough staff if there's a big party coming in, and just making sure everything looks in fine order.
Okay, Kyle, what do you do there?
I help out when needed, a little bit of everything, whether that's things in the kitchen that are needed or in the rest of the restaurant. I help out as much as I can.
Okay, and Sabina, today?
Yeah. I think I probably do what my parents need me to do every day. We check in with each other, and very similar to what my mom said, we kind of have a routine, you know, of things that need to get done prior to opening in the morning, and we make sure that's done. And then all of the restaurant looks nice and is in perfect order, from staff to tables to kitchen, you name it. So we pretty much have that down to science, and we just check in with each other every day, and think teamwork is the best word.
And Dick, today, what do you do?
Everything that nobody else wants to do. It seems like it.
How long of a list is that?
It's quite large. And I help in the kitchen cooking. We got a couple of terrific people back there. If they need help, I'll go back and help them out. I don't put as many hours in as what I used to. I take care of the beer garden, the flowers, and then help in the dining room if needed, or
Fixing something.
fixing something. There's always something to fix. And I try and do that myself. If I can't, then we call a professional in.
And how many employees do you have today?
We've got 36 employees. Most of them are part-timers. We have about 8 full-time employees.
Okay, what is the tenure of the longest serving employee that you have?
Her name is Sally Brown. She's been with us for, I'd say, close to 35 years, maybe. I think we're getting to 35, and I always joke with her, when she gets to 35 or 40, she gets a parking spot, you know, a reserve spot. She's the hardest worker. She's wonderful, a server of ours, young spirit, has been here the longest. But I will say that many of our employees have been here well over 10 years. We have very little turnover, if any, which we're very lucky and fortunate to have just a great, solid staff that are here that we can count on, that our customers have grown to know and love as well as us. So that's a really awesome thing.
Okay, and how many are in the kitchen?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
How many employees are in the kitchen, and who is the longest serving employee back there?
Ivan is our head chef. He's got about 17 years. And we've got 2, 4, 6, we've got about 8 people back there.
Including dishwashers,
Yeah.
cooks, in the whole roundabout.
Okay,
Kitchen.
and how did Ivan come to be the chef?
Good story.
Well, that's a good question. His wife used to be our cleaning girl at the restaurant. And he was in Bulgaria at the time. They wouldn't let him out of the country. And once he did make it out, he had no job. So we took him on. He didn't know any English, couldn't read, write, or understand English. And we worked in the kitchen for several months. His wife would come in with him every day and interpret for me. And that's when I was doing the full-time chefing back there. And he finally ended up going to school and learning English and that. And he's a terrific guy right now.
Yeah, and over the years, he went through the, United States system to become a citizen and got a citizenship, and we had a nice party for him. So very proud of Ivan and lucky that he's still here with us today.
Okay, tell me how the business fared during the COVID pandemic.
I think we did fantastic. It was much unknown, of course, day to day, but I can tell you that we put one foot in front of the other and just kept moving forward. We developed a whole new carryout system, which is all we could do at the time. And our customers responded to that fantastically. So we had no dining room customers, so we just had the door open, and a few of our employees, probably about 6 or 7 of us, maybe total, that worked kind of throughout those months of carryout only option. We basically put the Gerhard dining experience in a bag, and with love and all of the favorites and fixings that you'd expect to receive at your table, we made sure that our customers were able to enjoy at home, packaged beautifully, and made with the utmost care as we would have in the dining room. The response was fantastic, and everyone at that time just praised us for doing just that, not skipping a beat and not changing anything about who we were as a restaurant, but allowing them to be able to take it home since they couldn't eat here. So really, as awful as it was, it couldn't have gone better for us.
Okay, how would you classify the restaurant today? I know it's a German restaurant, but about how you go about the day and what kind of things you feature and what you like to call yourself.
Yeah, you do something.
I would say we would categorize ourselves as a German American supper club,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Having traditional supper club fare, with the house appetizers and things like that you get before your meal, liver pate, the relish salad, etc. But also with a German influence, right? Because things like rouladen and sauerbraten, but we also have we're famous for the prime rib, steaks and our chops and seafood and things like that. So really the best of both worlds. We're a German restaurant, we're a supper club. Kind of round out our dining experience.
Something for everybody, Carl.
Okay, what kind of skills did you have to learn? I know Dick said he had to learn how to cook and be the chef in the restaurant for a time. What other skills did any of you need to learn to get successful in this business?
Oh, well, I learned from my parents, my mom, even my grandmother going back, and Kyle can agree with me as well. Hospitality, serving others. I mean, that's what we're in this business for, is to serve others, and and what the value of hospitality is making people feel welcome and treasured and cared for. I think that's so important in this day and age, and that's something we learned at a very young age. And it's in our blood, and it's something we're very passionate about, and something that we, I think, excel at here at Gerhard's. Certainly it was a skill that we developed over the years. You know, you learn as you get older, but certainly it's something that we've never lacked in. I think only improved in as we've gotten older, and still learning every day as time changes, what people require. But ultimately, you know, we're the same. Our pleasure is to serve our customers in the best way we know how, and that's with love. And that's one thing that's never changed. And we
Okay.
teach all of our new employees, you know, as well. They pick that up and get to work at Gerhard, so you have to have that in you.
Okay. Did you, you mentioned how some things would be off the menu, but then you'd have to bring them back. And you also mentioned maybe some changes due to raw materials availability. How did you update? Did you go places to learn new things, or did you develop all that just within the restaurant?
I think most of it was done within the restaurant. Only Kyle went to Germany and studied for a short time at another German restaurant.
Okay, and what did you bring back from that trip, Kyle?
Some different recipes and ideas. It was a great learning experience to see for a couple of reasons. Number one, just being connected to the culture
In our family.
of, you know, of my grandparents, and working in the restaurant that my mom's side of the family actually owns over in Germany. Seeing how they serve traditional German food, and realizing that it's not too different from what we do here. Take Rudin, for example, which is it's a stuffed thin slice of beef with pickles and bacon and mustard, and you know, in the kitchen here we roll them by hand, and we were doing the same thing in Germany. I already knew how to, you know, it was kind of neat to see that, yes, we are, you know, we create these dishes the same way, but also kind of just eating my way through a little bit and trying new things and seeing what other German cuisine is out there that possibly would work, you know, for a restaurant, and different ways to prepare traditional recipes.
Did you bring anything in particular back?
I think one of my favorite things that I brought back was pig cheeks, or in German it's Schweinebacken. And they served them, the restaurant that I was working at, they served them in almost like a tomato-y type stew. And that was delicious. And immediately that was one of the things that I knew that, yeah, we need to bring this back and put it on our, not necessarily on our menus, but we'll run it as a special, and we've run it over Oktoberfest as well as one of those dishes that I brought back.
Okay.
And
Yes.
Carl, one of the most interesting things about just visiting our family restaurant over in Germany is just seeing the way that they serve their customers, which is so different than here in the States. They run their restaurant with one cook and maybe one server, you know, a full house. Where here on a Saturday night, we could probably have at least, you know, 6 to 8, 10 people in the front of the house, and then another 8 in the back kitchen serving a full crowd. And sometimes that doesn't feel like enough. So the level of patience, I think, and relaxation of customers that dine in German restaurants is very different than here. And when our relatives have come here to see our restaurant, they thought we were crazy because we had so many people working here. Just a very different dynamic as far as that goes. Now, and certainly they don't lack any good service, but it's the number of people that actually attend to their tables is just so drastically different than what we do here. So that was very interesting to see.
Yeah. Okay. Does
A
anybody?
number of items on the menu like we do.
Okay. Can anyone describe what a typical day would be? Or any of you?
Sure. Well, for example, yesterday was a good typical day. I mean, anything can happen. And I think you have to be ready for anything when you own a restaurant, and that's kind of what makes it fun too. We always check in with each other in the morning, and then we, prepare the restaurant in the morning. Yesterday was kind of a interesting day, a long day. We had a surprise group luncheon that came in. We thought there was a misunderstanding about somebody canceling, but indeed, certainly they came to our door, 30 people. So in a pinch, we quickly set the dining room up and had them as our guests and had a great luncheon with them. So things can happen at a, snap in a jiff, and you have to be ready for it. And we always do our best to be prepared, but sometimes in the restaurant business, you just go with the flow and make it work. And luckily we have a great team that did that. And that was yesterday, and it was a busy day. And so my mom and I were here till the evening hours, and just kept moving, and got home last night and just said, whoo, what a day. So that's probably a typical day.
Oh, okay. You talked about specials that sometimes are offered. Are they frequently that you have a special here and there, or only rare occasions do you offer specials?
We have a special menu every night, which includes maybe 5-6 items. Some of them are German items, and some are traditional American items. And we switch those off quite a bit. We do beef stroganoff. We'll put that on special. We'll have a German platter, which is a combination plate. That's a beef rouladen, smoked pork chop or Kessler Rippchen, and a knockwurst. And it's served with sauerkraut. That we run quite frequently. And it's a little taste of several different things.
And the items run on special on a daily basis are truly customer top favorites. If someone, a regular customer, notices something's missing from there, they'll say, where's the pot roast today? And 9 times out of 10 we have it anyway, but sometimes you can only put so many things on a special sheet. But certainly there are the tried and true customer favorite items that we continue to offer our guests every time they come, because it's what they love and they look forward to it.
Yeah, what would you say is the favorite dish of your customers, the most popular?
Ooh, the favorite is prime rib is probably our biggest seller in the traditional American type food.
Okay.
German foods, beef rouladen is quite popular. Our German pot roasts, or Bavarian pot roast, is very popular. We do sauerbraten, which is again quite popular.
And a lot of our customers seem to have their favorite. They never stray from ordering the same thing every time they come, which is kind of funny. We have so many items to offer, but we have people that will only order the prime rib, people that will only order the beef stroganoff every single time. And, so
Yeah,
everyone has their thing.
they don't even want to look at the menu. I don't need a menu. They'll tell me, I know what I'm having.
Oh,
So,
okay.
okay.
Could you each tell me what your favorite dishes are at the restaurant? Angie?
Beef rouladen with red
Oh.
cabbage.
Okay.
Sure.
Sabine?
Very,
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I probably have 2. I'd like a nice piece of charred prime rib, which is melt in your mouth, just wonderful. And I also like our Gerhard schnitzel, which is a traditional schnitzel. I like it just with the side of lemon and basil, really easy. That always suits me.
Okay. Dick?
Favorite items, there's many of them. Again, I like the rouladen. That's up on top. The schnitzel is up on top of the list.
Shashlik.
And I have another one we make occasionally is shashlik. It's slices of tenderloin, and it's got curried barbecue sauce on it, and it's served with sauteed vegetables over a bed of rice. And green
Delish.
peppers, onions, tomatoes. It's an excellent dish.
Okay. Kyle?
I would definitely say either the prime rib or the sauerkraut myself. Usually my go-tos. I'm gonna eat something.
Okay. Have you had any, has your business been affected by any kind of current events, any kind of local issues, any kind of technology?
Well,
Construction.
Yeah, currently, the past couple of summers, well, not just in summers, construction outside of our restaurant,
Highway 50.
Highway 50, even our street right in front of our restaurant here. It's a mess. It's been a mess for a few years, so certainly we're working around that every day, and it changes, and our customers have trouble, finding a place to park. Sometimes they say, but we've kind of explored the area to give them options as best as we can. So we're eager for that to be finished soon, hopefully. So that's a, thing that a lot of Kenoshans are going through. Businesses, construction. Technology, we've upgraded to a POS system over the last few years, which was a brilliant thing to make life easier and more efficient here.
No, as far as technology goes, yeah, it's we try not to do too much because then we're in fear of losing that customer interaction, right? The hospitality aspect of it with tablets and the screens and things like that. We're a supper club, so we try to do it very mindfully. If we were to incorporate technology or things like that into our restaurant, because we just don't want to lose that.
Okay,
raw material shortage has been a big one too.
okay.
Can't get this week, or you can't get that week, and trying to substitute something so you don't change the flavor of our recipes. That's been kind of a challenge.
Have you ever gone to another restaurant and asked for a product that you couldn't get and you needed it for the day, and you offer something to them and they're short of something?
No, we haven't had to run into that opportunity.
All right, can each of you tell me the favorite part of your job?
Just being here every day. We think our employees are great. I mean, our employees are not only our employees, they've become our friends, our families, our Gerhard family, and our customers that walk through the door. So many of them that come in here today, they've been customers for 50 years. I'm always amazed. And they come in with their children and their grandchildren. And I love people. I'm a people person. So I'm always thrilled to meet new people, hear their stories or how they found us. If it's somebody that I don't recognize, I would go up to the table and say, first time here, or they tell me first time here. And then I would proceed to ask them, where you're from. And then that connects us right away with the story. Either they heard about us or read about us. So I'm always interested in hearing somebody's story. Yeah. And we're people pleasers and people lovers. So this is a great job. Right. It's not a job. I don't even consider it it's a love. It's a passion that we have that my parents have instilled in us.
Okay.
I think we could probably all agree on that it really is all about service to the customer, to our guests.
Okay. So what's the future?
Well, for me, my favorite part of everything, future, past, present, and future, is these three people right here. I'm so blessed to be working with my family. I couldn't ask for anything better. So that's number one. Our extended family, our staff, and customers are just as great. But the fact that I get to work with my parents and my brother, I'm beyond blessed. So I hope the future lets us continue in that way and making people happy and providing Kenosha great food, great service, a lot of love, a lot of laughter. We're a fun restaurant. We want you to have a good time. There's nothing stuffy about us, which I think makes us great for fine dining. We're not a stuffy place. We're a happy place. We love smiles. We love laughter. Come as you are. We welcome everybody, and I think everyone feels welcome as well. I think that vibe just is very apparent when you walk in the door. And
Are there any, go ahead.
we can.
Okay. Do you have any special events during the year?
Until road construction put us out of business, we had been doing Oktoberfest. We put up a tent in our beer garden, and it always has turned out to be a terrific success. People really enjoy it. And we haven't had one now for like 3 years almost because of the roads, access to the building, parking, has been a problem. So once you get the roads done, we hope to restart that again.
You hopeful you'll start it this year?
I don't,
Not this year.
yeah, I don't foresee that happening, Carl. No, there's still a big mess outside, so it required a lot of space, you know, for a tent and for additional customers to park, and that space is just not available to us right now. So we're being smart and we don't, you know, just doing the right thing that we can do with what we're given outside, so we'll see what happens.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for talking with me.
Thanks, Carl.
That was
Thanks,
our
Cheryl.
pleasure, Carl. Thank you.
Thank you.